Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Alpha Central. I'm your host, Jack, and today we're taking a look at modern women shocked by men's honesty. But let's jump right in, right after you subscribe, of course. Disclaimer, this video was made for strictly comedic/artistic purposes. No offense is intended towards any individual featured in this video.
In your opinion, why do nice guys finish last?
They too nice. They don't know what they doing. They too gentle.
Why do girls complain that chivalry's dead, but nice guys finish last?
You asking too many damn questions. I don't know all that. I don't know.
We just trying to figure out y'all, because like, he's just confused at this point.
If you want to be honest, they be confused too. 1 minute we feel one thing, the next minute we feel another thing. We confused too. Ain't no answer.
Wow, another example of a woman who has no idea what she really wants, yet acts like she does.
Would you be with a girl who worked like at McDonald's?
But she's a great person.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Then why wouldn't they?
So you would?
Why wouldn't they?
No, but some people think even what their partner does as a career would make a difference in how they would view them.
Like I always say this thing of women overlook the bin men, women overlook the postman, and then they're going to complain when they get dealt with a certain kind of way. But that postman, that bin man could be the most ambitious guy. He's just doing what he's doing for the meantime before he turns the corner when he turns into the greatest man in the world. So how can I judge her that works in McDonald's? Especially if she's leng. You know, certain times in McDonald's they've got the little tight trousers and all of that on. You might see little shape when she turns to get you the Big Mac. You understand?
Yeah.
And all of that. So, and she's leng, she just works in McDonald's. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. We're not going to judge people because they work in McDonald's.
See, this guy sees a woman for who she is. It's not about how much she makes.
When you order a steak from a restaurant, do you tell the waiter how you want it prepared, or do you just expect him to know?
I tell them how I want it.
I tell them how I want it. I'm very
Why are people in restaurants often picky about the way they want their meals prepared, yet when it comes to they expect their partners to just know how to please them?
That's an intimate thing. You don't have like an intimate bond with your waiter or your waitress. That's like, I'm never going to see them again, you know, so I'll just be straight up. But when you're in bed with somebody, it's like, oh my God, I'm going to have to do this again.
But wouldn't you be more likely then to tell them?
I usually tell them. I don't know how it is for every person, but...
Tell me how you want to be
Exactly, yeah.
Dang, hit him with the double standard and they had no idea how to respond.
There's a lot of studies that have came out and show that women who believe in the Zodiac signs and manifestation tend to have high levels of narcissistic personalities. They also manifest other Machiavellian traits. They're more sexually liberal, I guess you could say.
I think it doesn't matter. They're a Virgo.
Yeah. And they use Zodiacs to justify their poor behavior, bad behaviors usually as well.
The Zodiac sign stuff is just so weird. I still don't understand why so many women follow it.
You don't get higher than your baby daddy.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning if your baby daddy is right here, ranked right here, that means this is your level. The best you could get was a man to make a baby with this right here. So you don't get to make a baby with a man here and then go up here for a man to provide for him. You don't get no higher than your baby daddy. Because the only thing that's happened is you're older. So you keep saying, how do you go forward? You don't.
Oh, okay, so I'm just supposed to stay single for the rest of my life.
No, you should have married the man you had a baby with.
Ugh. It doesn't always work that way.
Okay, I don't understand why men are trying to understand why would you have a baby and then say, when somebody says you should have married before you had a child.
Because I'm not gonna go get a every time someone's getting pregnant, and the fact that God God didn't do. Don't put that on my God. Your recklessness. There are 33 forms of birth control, plus the morning after pill. Oh, that don't always work, trust me.
Well, you know what does work? Abstinence.
And I've been doing that.
Well, but the problem is, man, you're a woman that says you have issues trusting people. You got 2 kids by 2 different men. One dude that neither one you speak highly of, and then you think you should be able to go out to the market and get a man at a higher level. That's somebody's child. That's a man who had to make himself. Why should a man do that and you're not willing to settle?
If you're having kids with someone you recently met before getting married, something is up.
Look, babe, we have to break up. I look more of a girl than you do.
Day in the life. Let's see if you really try.
And just like that, he ended their relationship on the spot.
Are women more attracted to nice guys or bad boys?
Bad boys, baby. I've had plenty.
So then why should men care about what women want?
They really don't.
But I mean, should they?
Well, yeah.
But then that wouldn't make him a bad boy. That would make him a nice guy, and then women wouldn't be attracted to them, right?
Exactly. Then they find out and dump him.
Are women more impressed by what a man is willing or unwilling to do in order to get?
I think more unwilling. Just because as a female, especially being, you know, not on a pretty female, we know how easy it comes to us. So for a man to try really, really hard to get to me, that's not, it's not something that's going to make me interested at all. Like, you have to be the type to make me want to have you. You get what I'm saying?
So isn't that counterintuitive?
A bit.
Okay. Okay.
What is it about women loving bad guys, and then as soon as they act like the bad boy, the woman gets mad?
Do you ever look at an old lady and think she's cute? Never? Ever, ever? Why?
Old lady ain't cute.
Bob likes his cigarettes and statements the same way, no filter.
There is now data showing a scientific correlation between high body count and a likelihood of a woman cheating in a relationship. Now, the data is over. The question that you've had on here before, that's a fun question to ask, we don't have to ask anymore. Does body count matter? The answer is yes.
Let's show the data real quick.
I would assume that they wouldn't
show your
cheat 'cause
work.
they
Punch in on
had
that.
enough.
Michael, would you be a
That's what I would
professor and
think.
stand up and should point to something?
So the main thing I want you to look at here is total males partners ever cheated, no and yes, and you go right there. The mean for women who did not cheat, it was 3.87, and for women who did cheat, it was 8.93. That is 2.5. That's 2.3 times as much. If you read on the bottom, the average number of male partners for married women who cheated on their husbands was 2.3 times higher than those who did not cheat.
I mean, this should just be a given. Obviously, if she's letting all these men get with her while single, she's gonna be tempted to do the same in a relationship.
Men are basically not allowed to have any preferences, standards, and boundaries when it comes to what they want in a partner. If a girl wants an older guy, that's a preference. Guy wants younger, creepy, immature, maybe even if you want a younger woman, even if you want to date a younger adult woman, they want to call you a P word,
which is crazy.
Girl doesn't want a short guy, preference. Guy doesn't want an overweight girl, shallow. Girl wants a dominant guy, preference. Guy wants a submissive woman, misogyny. Girl sets a boundary, empowering. Guy sets a boundary, controlling.
It's like men are not allowed to have their own preferences, but women can? How is that fair?
You want to know what men want? We hate the fact that y'all don't take accountability. You rather shut down, flip the script, start crying, turn red, act like you can't breathe and you gonna die and you got the hiccups, the invisible hiccups.
You're right.
We hate that. It is so annoying because it's rare y'all ever wrong. And then the one time you wrong, you gonna die from it.
Right. You're right.
We gotta admit we wrong even when we not. We gotta admit we wrong all the time.
Taking accountability for your actions is the best apology. Women will just try to pin it on us.
But the problem is that for you to be a main girl of this caliber, a guy that you actually love, admire, and respect, he doesn't want you in return because of your profession. It's exactly that's why I use the pajama analogy. You're showing up to the job interview even though you're qualified in pajamas.
Dang, she was so shocked. She couldn't even think of anything to say.
So how do you feel about marriage?
Contractual marriage, I'm not with it, but I think soulmate marriage, like, you know, going down the altar, having the whole ceremony.
Why don't you like contractual marriage?
Because it doesn't serve a man in any way, shape, or form.
Why is that? Are you used to women who like depend on men or need a man for something?
No, I don't think that has anything to do with it. I just think that the divorce rate is like 80% in America, and it's initiated by women 80% of the time. So it wouldn't be smart for me to get in a contractual marriage where if 80% of the time it might end. I just feel like if we're gonna marry each other, it should be if we really love each other, it should just be about us. Why are we getting the government involved? When did it become about a business? I feel like it's more geared towards women to, if they want to up and leave for whatever reason, because things like that happen. You know what I'm saying? Breakups happen. Even if the love was real at first, and then let's say one day you wake up and you're just not anymore, you get to get up and leave, and I get half of my again. That's not fair.
Yo, that's kind of negative thinking from the jump.
It's just being realistic.
It's true, okay.
It really just depends on the marriage and how real it is. Sometimes marriage just means getting it over with.
And now with pair bonding research out there, women that sleep with more than 5 men, they only have a 20% success rate at marriage. And let me tell you, coming from a broken family and coming from my own relationship challenges and divorce, and my children have been divorced, that is not happiness, right? Yeah. I would choose to have my family together at 100%. And I did that. I brought my family back together after divorce. And it didn't work out in the end. And I think a lot of it has to do with the programming around being a boss babe and, husband and, man and all this stuff. And I think part of that is a product of that.
There's nothing better than a loving family who's with each other along the way.
If your partner went out to a club and they were dancing on another person, would you consider that cheating?
Yeah, I would probably.
Oh my God, okay.
Any other questions?
What do you think my job is?
Your job is reporter on the street with large gazongas, and you're very good at it.
Thank you, yeah. The gazongas help.
Of course that is cheating. What kind of question is this? Next one, please.
You lost me. If you've snatched somebody's phone away from them.
Okay.
And simply go to just open up a text.
Okay,
So
I'm in a text right now. Yeah. So what are we supposed to
edit?
Where's edit? Oh, just a general texting thread. Okay, edit. Okay.
Show recently deleted. You hit that.
I didn't know this was a thing.
You hit that, and it recovers all these texts.
Oh my gosh.
Look out, people.
Now, how did you find it? You never know about these tips and tricks. Wait, I don't know.
I learned years ago about that.
That's
so you think they're gone forever? They're still in your phone.
Boys, here's the best way to find out if your woman is cheating on you. Check those deleted messages just to be sure.
Now, if she cheated or whatever, you don't deserve nothing. Not a thing, because you messed up your marriage. Now, if the man messed it up, then yeah, she deserves something.
She deserves something for breaking up?
Yes.
Why? What legitimate?
Pain and suffering.
Oh, pain and suffering.
Pay her.
Suffer her apartments. Y'all was not with that man gym. Y'all was not with that man building that business. Y'all was not with that man branding himself. Y'all was not with that man who was sleeping on goddamn floors. Y'all women would not even look a man's way if he was doing those type of things. Y'all wouldn't even see or date a man, no matter how dope he was, if he wasn't financially stable, if he didn't have a car, if he didn't have a crib, if he didn't have something going on. So the fact of the matter is that you will have this crazy condition, or as you like to say, standard of what kind of men you would want to date, and then turn around and want half when you decide to check out is freaking ludicrous, because of the fact of the matter is that you know that this man already had value when you walk into this, because you wouldn't have gave him the time of day. It makes no sense. Go back to the apartments with whatever you came with. So if you brought him a laundry bag full of goddamn dirty clothes when you came in, that's what you're leaving with. Y'all monetizing your cats and your wounds, and it's weird. God, do you know what these women are doing with the that you gave them? They are trapping men, monetizing it, posting pictures and videos on and making a business. Excuse me, ma'am, I'm still talking!
I mean, just because he messed up and cheated doesn't mean he owes you half of his earnings. Just let him be.
When a man is talking to you ladies, you have to treat the conversation like a game of football. In a game of football, we throw you the ball and you catch it and run it to the end zone. When I tell you something, I want you to grasp it, understand it, and run it home. But most of the time when we tell you something and we throw you the ball, you hit it like a baseball. You just knock it back instead of catching it. And then if the conversation go too long, it go from baseball to tennis. Well, you did this, you did that. Now y'all playing tennis. If you want your relationship to be fruitful, you have to learn to play football. When he tells you something, he's throwing you the ball. Open your arms and catch it. Don't just fire back with a bat to hit the ball back and say, well, you do this. We hate that.
All us men want is for women to understand us, listen to us, and treat the conversation like a game of football.
Do you prefer chivalry or do you prefer equality?
Equality.
What about you?
I'm gonna agree.
What about yourself?
Equality.
Okay, so you said you in a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who paid for the first date?
Who paid for it? Him.
Yeah. Who paid for the second date?
It's been a while.
But what you think?
Probably him.
Interesting. Who paid for the third date if you got to think?
Probably him.
Okay, that's not equality.
You've used my logic against me.
How long would you take care of your man if he couldn't work anymore?
And be honest.
Like 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's not equality. What about you, Gigi?
I've done that before, so.
But you
so
broke
I would
up
say
with
like,
the dude.
Well, yeah. So I would say maybe like 3 months, honestly.
3 months. And what about you?
I say a year.
The ladies that said that you prefer equality over chivalry, your answers contradicted yourselves. And the fact that I have a timeline on it, that means that it's not equal because men, it's in our nature to provide for a woman forever. True deep down in your deepest part of your soul, you don't want equality.
Again, they all agreed on equality but failed to show it.
Alright, try this yourself. Take out your phone after watching this video and just try it yourself. This is what men have to deal with all the time when we talk about equality. So Google, why is my wife yelling at me? And this is what you'll get. Potential triggers for a wife yelling include feeling unheard, financial stress, mental health struggles, disrespect. It's important to understand the root cause. That is the information we're given. Now type the same thing in is a woman. Why is my husband yelling at me? And the first search that pops up is help is available, National Domestic Violence Hotline, and they give you that. So these are just those small examples of why we sit here and have a problem with this whole everyone's equal and all that stuff. It's because it's not true. One, men and women are different, but two, we're treated differently, just like stuff like this all around.
Wow, this is actually really crazy. Try looking it up yourself. It's always assumptions from the women.
I understand the frustration of women because what they're saying is there's not a big pool of good men.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie.
That is a lie.
That's not a lie.
Listen.
What?
There's not a lot of good men who want y'all. There's a lot of good men out there like where the good man at? Like they hiding under a rock or in a cave. They everywhere. They at the gas station. They at Costco. They at the bank. They walking right past you and you don't show up on their radar because of the way you are. They're gonna walk right by you. Your pretty face ain't gonna go too far because everybody's pretty. That's a prerequisite. So if that's all you got to offer, we not looking at you. There's plenty of good men. They just don't want your. I ain't never heard no woman say, I know I ain't. She'll say, this man ain't. He ain't. He was bad. He was bad. But for the most part, every woman think they're a good woman.
For being.
What makes you a good woman? Who's auditing that you're a good woman? You are auditing yourself? Why don't you ask your exes what they think? Because all your relationships diminished and ended in turmoil.
Bro just spit way too many facts. She was absolutely blown away without any way to respond. Here we have a case when a woman treated with equality at work immediately plays the victim card.
So this is my first day on this apprentice job. This is like my first like proper job. Where they've asked me to get, I've got a list here. Water, hammer, 10-foot fallopian tube.
Use your common sense.
Copper, magnets. I don't really know what these are. My dad used to do like stuff like this. So I thought like I'll follow in his footsteps. I think I'm at the shop, so I'm gonna update you when I've got the stuff. Okay, back in the car now. I went into the shop. I literally just like found like the first employee because I don't know what these things are. Like, I've never really done this before. Showed him the list and he's like stops laughing at me and I'm like, and then I found like this guy, he looks like an older guy and I was like, okay, this older man, like he looked quite like sweet. I was like, he's probably gonna like hopefully like take pity on me, tell me where this stuff is. And then he starts like giggling and then like these two other lads like come around the corner, they start laughing at me. They're like, oh, look at the list, look at the list. I'm like, what? Like, I don't know what this stuff is. Like, then they look at the list, they're like, none of this stuff exists. And I'm like, what? And I like have another look at the list and it's like 10-foot fallopian tube. Obviously that's not a thing.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb.
They're proper laughing at me and I've spent like so much time trying to get to the shop and then come back out. I've been out for like nearly 2 hours trying to get this stuff. I'm going to go back to the site and then they're all going to like laugh at me. Like, I don't know, like, what's the point? Like, that's just so mean. Like, is it because I'm a girl? Is it because I mean, like, I'm not a bloke? Like, is that what it is? Is that just, oh, let's just take the piss out of her because she's a girl? Like, is that what it is? That's just so cruel.
At the end of the day, all apprentices get treated like this. It's the way of the construction industry. However, she's victimizing herself when I know every single apprentice goes through this. I used to be in construction, and it was almost like an initiation. That's why when I say the construction industry is not for everyone, you have to have thick skin. You guys have made it to the end. Like and subscribe to prove you're an alpha. And remember, according to YouTube, the best way to help the channel in the algorithm is to watch another one of my videos right after this video. So if you like this video, you should watch another one. Till next time.